What do you mean that's not an Indian on the front of the Indian head cent? Hey everybody, CFA here with you. And that's right, that is not a Native American on the obverse of the Indian head cent. I am going to get to who that actually is through a little bit of history about the coin itself. Check this out. Alright, the first US cents are also known as large cents, and they were half-dollar size and nearly pure copper. But as gold became more abundant during the gold rush of the mid-1800s, the price of copper also climbed, and the cost of producing large cents outweighed its value, forcing the US Mint to seek alternatives. The solution came in 1856 with the Flying Eagle cent, which was much smaller at 19 millimeters in diameter, nearly the same as today's Lincoln cent. And also the US Mint's first use of the copper-nickel mixture. It was 88% copper and 12% nickel. This dramatic reduction in copper needed per cent once again made it cost-effective to produce the cent. However, the new Eagle design had a high relief, and the hard copper-nickel alloy made it very difficult to strike, so the Mint struggled greatly in getting a good strike on the coin, which led to a prevalence of weakness in the strikes. Many attempts by the Mint to obtain more fully struck coins led to die breakage. In 1858, Mint Director James Ross Snowden ordered Mint Chief Engraver James B. Longacre to prepare patterns for a replacement to the Flying Eagle cent to be introduced in 1859. Shortly after, many different pattern coins were struck, one of which being the Indian head design with 4 different wreath options for the reverse. On August 21st, 1858, Longacre wrote the following in a letter to Snowden promoting his Indian head design. From the copper shores of Lake Superior to the silver mountains of Potosi, from the Ojibwa to the Armenian, the feathered tiara is as characteristic of the primitive races of our hemisphere as the turban is of the Asiatic. Nor is there anything in its decorative character repulsive to the association of liberty. It is more appropriate than the Phrygian cap, the emblem rather of the emancipated slave than of the independent free man, of those who are able to say we were never in bondage to any man. I regard then this emblem of America as a proper and well-defined portion of our national inheritance, and having now the opportunity of consecrating it as a memorial of liberty, our liberty, American liberty, why not use it? One more graceful can scarcely be devised. We have only to determine that it shall be appropriate, and all the world outside of us cannot wrest it from us. In the end, Snowden chose the Indian head design with the laurel wreath reverse, possibly because it was the lowest relief of all the options and full strikes could be expected. So on November 6, 1858, he wrote Longacre telling him of the approval and to prepare dies for production. Another factor that may have played a role in choosing this design was the fact that relations between Native Americans and the US government at the time were hostile and distrust was rampant. So this may have been a way to try and bridge the gap between the two. So as it was, Longacre's hope of a Native American headdress with liberty inscribed on it was fulfilled. However, contrary to its name, the person who adorns the headdress has facial features of a Caucasian woman, and it is in fact meant to be the goddess Liberty, who is in fact on many US coins, rather than it trying to be a particular individual person. Now, theories in the numismatic community were Longacre used his daughter Sarah as inspiration for the design, as she, at the age of 12, tried on a Native American headdress and was sketched by him. However, in 1858, she would have been 30 years old, and Longacre himself said the inspiration came from the statue of Crouching Venus, which had been on loan to Philadelphia at the time from the Vatican. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little history lesson on the cent, and in particular the Indian head cent. Maybe you can win yourself a coin trivia game someday. Maybe some of you didn't know that that wasn't an Indian on the Indian head cent. I'm sure more of you long-term collectors did know that. Anybody wants to drop a comment or give me an idea of something else you'd like to learn about, have a little history lesson about, let me know. We also have lots of other cool coin information videos available. I got some links to them right here around me. and I hope you guys check them out. Thanks for supporting Coins for Amateurs, and as always, keep checking that change.